Oh, come on. We're so... Okay, please, just go. Just go. Genuinely, just go already. Sure. Okay. Wait, starting, I think. Are we... Are we going? Are we going? I think we're going. I think we're going. Hold on. Okay, we're going. Hello everybody. Yeah, we're gonna be continuing Country March Madness from like a week or two ago. This is going to... We're gonna have to eliminate a lot more countries. So place your bets on who will win, I guess. And, place your bets on who is gonna win in this, match we're doing. Ignore why I have a page open for the 1931 Turkish general election. I was making a box. Alright, so we are going to spin the wheel, and who is going to be selected as the person who will be attacking? Argentina. I thought... Oh, Argentina's going again. Oh, they can't get enough of themselves. I mean, they can't get... Oh. Well, it's happening again. Argentina is genuinely cooked. Oh no, not again. Not again. Well, it is happening again. Argentina, we're going to do Argentina versus Brazil. Again, this is not, this Argentina already lost. If you remember, if any of y'all remember, at the end of last episode, they already fought each other. And they lost to Brazil, and now they're trying to do it again. This is not going to end well for Argentina. Genuinely, like, this is not ending well. Anyways, we're now... So, let's start off the... So, oh no, it's like the Punic Wars, except nobody gets a break. Also, I just found out Buenos Aires is here. I forgot where, though, so, yeah. I'm gonna have to check a source for that. But anyways, so Argentina will start off the war by invading Brazilian occupied parts of Argentina that Brazil annexed. And they encircle this little bit here, and then they also launch a massive attack in the north, attempting to make it around Paraguay and disrupt Brazilian access to here. To this region that they annex, which I think this was from an earlier alternate this was from an earlier thing, but we called this area its own nation. We made this area its own nation in another thing I did. Platensa. We're just gonna call that Platensa again. So yeah, there's two big encirclements, which Argentina will close in on. And now there's a lot more red on the map. And then they start moving in on this encirclement. So Argentina has pushed Brazil back. But the thing is, Brazil already lost the first. Argentina already lost the first war, and they were, I guess, in the better position. I mean, you could say they were in the better position. Anyways, Brazil will now launch a counterattack. With most of the entire country being liberated. So then they start their own invasion of Argentina. They move down very quickly with them attempting. Where's Buenos Aires again? Oh wait, I have a map. Okay, hold on. Actually, they have troops stationed just next to Buenos Aires, so, like, it's right here. So, basically, they move down into... They move down and begin the siege of Buenos Aires, and this entire area in general. They also make a massive breakthrough in the north, with the entire Argentinian army being routed and forced to retreat. So anyways, that most of the Argentinian army is just gone after that. See, Argentina is now cooked as Brazil penetrates even farther. Well, so yeah, after this, Malay is in trouble. As Brazil even pushes down into Patagonia. After the fall of Buenos Aires, Argentinian administration mostly collapses. With it mainly just becoming an insurgency. Brazil pushes deeper and deeper into Argentina, taking this entire area, until most of the Argentinian population just gives up resisting. And also Brazil's navy launches an operation in southern Argentina, so... So yeah, Argentina is essentially, they're just annexed into Brazil now. So yeah, Brazil now owns all of Argentina. What a weird world we live in. Or, what a weird world this is. We don't live in this world. Thank goodness for that. I don't want random countries attacking each other every day. Wait, no. Wait, no. Alright, so now Brazil has a bunch of... So now Brazil's borders are incredibly cursed. They own all of Argentina now. Seriously. Oh, hi, Ian sucks at stats. I haven't seen this channel in probably a year, gang. Well, we're back, I guess. Well, I'm back. Anyways, we can now remove Argentina. Thank you for your sacrifice. Not thank you for your sacrifice. But yeah, we've gotten rid of 10 countries now. 189 out of 199. So who's going next? Oh, no, Barbados. I didn't even know where Barbados is. Well, I do know where Barbados is. Hold on, I gotta find it. It's there. Yeah, Brazil can't really... Maybe not Brazil. Barbados, if they're going that way, they're attacking Guyana. Yeah, that's not good, because Guyana is a lot stronger than Barbados. Like, they're not even gonna be able to land troops. I don't even think Barbados has a navy. So, yeah. Case closed. Barbados is gone. Just gone. Wiped off the map in probably, like, 2 days. Also, let me just remove that ad real quick. Hold on, wait, what is this? Okay, that's better. Now we have 188 countries, and, yeah. Alright, who's going now? Oh, Palestine! Oh, this is gonna be controversial. There's only 2 countries, technically 3, actually. Nope, I can't risk that. I cannot risk that. I cannot. Never mind. Nope, stop. Oh, come on! Why do you keep wanting to attack Israel? Oh, they're just gonna keep attacking Israel. Why? Okay, fine, I'm doing it. Palestine is attacking Israel, I guess. Now, part of me does want to do this, but part of me doesn't, because that's gonna be incredibly controversial. Let's why? They just why? They just keep attacking the arrow, basically. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain this. But well, Jordan now. Basically, we're gonna start technically Palestine is the Gaza Strip, but we're not gonna count that as most of their territories in the West Bank. Basically, we're gonna take a country and like pick a location and point and spin an arrow, and where the arrow points, they're going to attack the country in that direction. So Palestine is here, and they're attacking Jordan, which this one Palestine. Oh wait, no, that's still incredibly controversial. I just had to go for the slightly less controversial one, as in Black September, if you'll look that up, if you will. Well, Palestine and Jordan have a bit of a storied history. So, Palestine would launch a giant spearhead attack into Jordan, which is very quickly repelled. Palestine's army is not... they're nothing. Well, I mean, they have an army, I think. But, like, Jordan is a lot stronger than Palestine, so I guess we're going to revert back to the 1960s here, because, Jordan has survived their first, conflict. Because I can't risk, they were losing. It was either Palestine versus Israel or Palestine versus Jordan, both of which would probably get me canceled. So I'm just gonna go for the one that will get me canceled less. Let's just say. Okay, we're flipping a coin again. Goodbye, Palestine. Actually, Palestine kind of has already collapsed, but let's just not mention that. Cyprus. This is gonna be interesting because Cyprus is technically divided. I'm not sure if we're gonna count that. If they go south, then they're attacking Britain, which means they're not winning that. Okay, they're going north, which means they're attacking. If we count Northern Cyprus as not part of Cyprus, they're attacking Northern Cyprus, but since it's dotted out, let's say they're attacking Turkey, which is still controversial. That's also controversial, because, like, yeah. But yeah, Cyprus is, like... By the way, this is owned by Britain. So, yeah. Cyprus is not that strong, so Turkey just owns that now. That's just part of... So, Turkey owns that now. It's good that we're getting all the Middle Eastern countries out of the way, just so, less of these videos are that controversial. Or, like, just that less of these videos are gonna get me canceled in no. Just less of these videos are gonna get me canceled. So anyways, goodbye, Cyprus. I'm just gonna try to get out as many countries as possible before, like, 5 p.m. or something, because, I can. The Netherlands. This is gonna be an interesting one. So, that means they're attacking Germany. So the Netherlands and Germany. Well, I mean, if they went up, they could, in theory, attack the sea, which would be an easy victory for the Dutch, for the Netherlands, but, well, they're attacking Germany, which is sort of a risk. That's kind of risky, because it's Germany we're talking about. Also, if you see any random changes in the map, that was because it happened last episode. So, basically, the Dutch invade, East, like, what can now be considered to be East Frisia? They now just get a general, like, they get quite far into Germany, except, both Germany and the Dutch have kind of weak standing armies, but, Germany could definitely fight them off. So Germany invades the Netherlands now. And they very quickly get to Amsterdam, and yeah, they pretty much just rode into the country. So, the Netherlands are now German. Technically the Dutch are a Germanic people, but, I don't really want to get that much into ethnicities. So let's just say Germany owns the Netherlands now. We can now remove the Netherlands. Now we've eliminated 14 countries, we have to go faster. Who is attacking Azerbaijan? Oh no, that's not good, Azerbaijan is going to be attacking Russia. All of Russia. All of it. So, Azerbaijan is, comparatively kind of weak. What is this one? What? Oh, that's just something. Oh, that's Nagorno-Karabakh or something. So Azerbaijan starts off by moving into Dagestan and Chechnya, of which they don't really get that far because Russia is an incredibly powerful country and very quickly starts invading Azerbaijan. They then now completely invade Azerbaijan. And then quickly capture Baku. And then they pretty much just annex Azerbaijan now. So Azerbaijan is Russian now. I'm pretty sure this is the first time Russia has been involved in a conflict in this entire country March Madness thing we're doing. So yeah, this is great. Great. Now we can remove Azerbaijan. And that is 184 countries. Now, that's 15 gone. The Grenada. Wait, first I have to locate Grenada. The thing is, yeah, I genuinely cannot find it because I don't know what it looks like. I'm gonna have to go check a map because, like, no, I cannot find it. Oh no. Or not. Alright, found where Grenada is. It's, hold on, wait, let me check. Yeah, it's that one. It's this one here. It's this island. This one. All I know about it is that it was communist, was in the Commonwealth, and we invaded in 1981. So, let's just see. Where are they gonna invade? Ooh, that's, oh, they're invading Venezuela. Sorry, but, Grenada cannot be America here. I'm pretty sure Venezuela annexed something last episode, but, like, I forgot. There, it's now Venezuelan. Also, I think a bunch of islands now belong to Somalia. Alright, now, who is attacking next? Oh, none of the countries are actually... Oh, no, never mind, Portugal is attacking. This could be either really interesting or really not interesting. Oh, no, that's not good. If you follow that line, it goes to Canada. That means Portugal is gonna fight Canada. Yeah, Canada might. So this could actually be incredibly interesting because, like, I'm not gonna fill in all the islands, though. So, Portugal's navy set sail from the Azores. Oh wait, no, I used a different color for the navy. Hold on, I'm just. Wait, no, wrong one. Portugal's navy set sail from the Azores. These belong to Portugal, and they slowly start going like. And they slowly start moving across the Atlantic. Like from here to now here to now here. Now it seems like they're just now it's very clear they're trying to attack Canada. So eventually they start moving their navy along with forces on their navy to a spearhead near Newfoundland. Then they drop paratroopers. Near the island, and an actual landing takes place in the south. Most of southern Newfoundland, a good portion of this area is conquered by the Portuguese. The thing is, it's kind of dumb that they're attacking Canada. Like, what do they gain from attacking Canada? So yeah, the war is highly protested in Portugal, as people do not want to be fighting a random nation that they have nothing to do with. Well, I guess it's not a random nation, but they just don't want to be fighting Canada. So, although the war is kind of a success with them taking a good portion of Newfoundland, it's like the Falklands War. Their navy the Portuguese navy moves to occupy most of the sea around Newfoundland, completely encircling the island. Now. Great, my dad and brother are home. So eventually they moved to encircle Canada. I mean, not Canada. They moved to encircle forces in Newfoundland. And they move along the southern coastline, and yeah. So, Canada wasn't really expecting Portugal, of all nations, to attack them, so they struggled to deploy forces. Like, Portugal and Canada are literally allies. Yes, I know. So anyways, there's a massive rally around the flag effect in Canada, as most of Newfoundland is occupied by Portugal. So yeah, my mom came into the room, sorry about that. Anyways, they land on, I forgot what this island was called. The thing is, like, of all nations, the thing is, Portugal they can't really sustain the war, so they kind of struggle to expand beyond this point. As the war becomes an absolutely brutal slug, and the Canadians, as the Canadians then as the Canadians deploy their navy out here, and do a full naval blockade of this island occupied by Portugal. They then land on this island that is about the same size and looks kind of like Jamaica. Anyways, the Canadians win a crucial naval battle here in Newfoundland, and allowing them to supply the war effort in Newfoundland with a massive Canadian insurgency beginning over here. They also win a naval battle over here. Your inland forces over here in Newfoundland. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know the geography of Newfoundland. It's heavily forested, I assume. If anyone wants to correct me, feel free. I'm not that good at mapping. I'm not that good at mapping wars. I'm just some loon. I'm just some loon in his. I'm just some loon in office. Well, I guess the room I'm in, technically it was an office before. Just not the typical definition. So anyways, yeah, the Portuguese navy over here is forced to retreat, and most ships are destroyed. The tide of the war suddenly turns in the favor of Canada, with them launching a massive offensive to liberate all of Newfoundland. The Portuguese then initiate a grand offensive in an attempt to destroy Canada. An attempt to destroy Canadian infrastructure on Newfoundland, harming their chances of winning. They also launch several new landings. The Canadians actually lose hope for a moment, as with their infrastructure crippled, Portugal can now as with the Canadian infrastructure crippled, they can now more effectively fight the Canadians, as they enlist a lot more men into the army. Most of the Canada's supply lines are absolutely broken, and then their navy starts making a lot of, and their navy spearheads into near Prince Edward Island. With this new war strategy, Portugal was able to defeat the Canadians on nearly all fronts. fronts, including the northern front, which is going the front up here, which is by far the most brutal. They then encircle this area in Newfoundland again, and they start commissioning new ships in an attempt to defeat the Canadians. So if the Canadian Navy trapped, it is then destroyed. As Portugal starts pushing down in the northern front whilst committing horrendous atrocities. And they now own at least most of Newfoundland. They then land in Canada proper, which they find much harder because it's a lot easier to supply this area, for the Canadians at least, and it's much harder to supply this area from Portugal as they kind of have to use Newfoundland as a launch pad, which is kind of hard, as Canada's doing whatever they can to harass Portuguese shipping. Then the Portuguese land near, and the Portuguese now land on this island again. They face much more success than before. And then, so then Canada starts using guerrilla warfare, supplying insurgents in central Newfoundland in an attempt to make it impossible for Portugal to effectively occupy. The insurgencies take over much of Newfoundland, and then Portuguese administration over the island. The Portuguese occupation of the island effectively collapses as they're forced to commit war crimes they kind of have to. Well, yeah, they have to commit. Yeah, so basically, now the entire island. Now the entire island is now in Canadian hands, and and basically, Portugal is kicked out of Newfoundland. Now Canada either takes revenge on the Portuguese or just stops. And Canada decides to take revenge because I don't know why. So they moved their navy in an attempt to take the Azores, which would give them a massive advantage over Portugal. They encircle the area using their now very powerful navy. So, the Battle of the Azores begins. Canadian forces slowly encircle the Azores and bomb naval infrastructure to make it impossible for Portugal to counterattack. They now have total naval supremacy, and then Yeah, so forget. They can just do that. So they start doing a naval landing campaign. And yeah, the Azores fall with massive resistance, as it is kind of hard to take all of it. But yeah, now they have the momentum they need to invade Portugal proper. They do regular bombings and attacks on the city of Lisbon. But then they invade Portugal proper, in the south at least, because and they start harassing Portuguese. Well, actually, they continue to harass Portuguese shipping. So they start launching really small offensives, attempting to wipe out Portuguese military capabilities in the south. Now Portugal, knowing that they can. So Portugal although they lost the Newfoundland campaign, they do have home advantage here. And although Canada encircles a good portion of their army, the Portuguese launch a counterattack attempting to break the Canadian lines and hold out long enough so that Canada will sue for peace. And it works, kind of. They can't kick the Canadians out of Portugal because their army is quite resilient. And then they launch. So, in an attempt to distract Portugal, they launch a campaign they launch 2 offensives in the north. And 1 near the capital, Lisbon. Now with Portugal distracted, they can start focusing on the south again, where they now take all of that. So Portugal sues for peace. Canada doesn't want to make very harsh terms, so although this war absolutely wrecked both countries, Canada just decides to annex the Azores. So, great. Yeah, great. Yeah, Canada owns the Azores now. Yeah, not much will. Yeah, that war took a while because it's one of those long ones. Oh, Zimbabwe. Well, they're cooked. No matter who they attack, they're losing. And they're attacking Zambia. So, actually, I'm pretty sure these countries' military capabilities are about equal, so it's basically a coin. So the war is basically a coin flip. I'm pretty sure heads is win, tails is lose. If it's not, then we're doing that from now on. Alright, it is heads. Zimbabwe is going to win against Zambia. Or, I mean, I guess you could also say they're attacking Mozambique, but, I say that's Zambia. Also because I sort of just want to see a Zimbabwe versus Zambia fight. That would be interesting. The problem is, the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia is the Zambezi River, which Zambia would probably have well fortified in preparation for this. So, they kind of have to just... Yeah, so they kind of have to... So the Battle of Crossing the Zambezi is probably the most brutal part of the war, and it's literally the beginning. A small crossing takes place over here, which Zambia responds with by crossing into Zimbabwe. Though Zimbabwe quickly takes the upper hand in this situation and encircles a good portion of the Zambian army. So Zimbabwe, isn't that strong militarily, but they kind of can't. But it would be possible for them to beat Zambia. So anyways, after a bunch of the Zambian army is just gone, both sides resort to guerrilla warfare. Which this is also incredibly brutal, but yeah. But yeah. So Zimbabwe starts it so much that the issue is brought up to the United Nations, but they don't do anything because, why would they? An interesting fact about Zambia is that it was where the African National Congress was exiled during the apartheid years. So South Africa has to kind of remain neutral during this conflict, as picking either side would bring them much condemnation. But I think we set a rule that every nation will remain neutral and not support either side in one of these conflicts we're doing for Country March Madness. So, yeah. This war isn't as stalematey as the... This war isn't as... It's not going to be as stalematey as, Actually, the reason why I didn't do a coin flip for that one is that, Canada would win, but not... Well, it would just be a stalemate. Wait, a status quo antebellum would be a bit too boring. So I did have Canada win that one. I'm pretty sure Lusaka is, right on the Zambezi, or at least close to it. So, a good portion of the big cities, a good portion of the Zambian army is wiped out, so larger offensives can be made. Anyways, the economy of Zimbabwe is absolutely horrible during this conflict, as, yeah. Zambia cannot effectively launch counterattacks because, their entire army got obliterated. So yeah, most of the Zambian military, actually most of Zambia just capitulates. Ndola is captured, which is a major city, and I think Lusaka, Lusaka too. But Zambia decides to keep fighting, as though they mainly resort to more guerrilla warfare stuff. So yeah, like, so yeah, Zimbabwe just penetrates deeper and deeper into Zambia, as their army is mostly disintegrated beyond this point, so, like, all they're really fighting is just is either nationalist insurgencies or ethnic insurgencies. It's like Baratse insurgencies. Wait, no, Baratses aren't this, are they? Oh. Huh. Huh. Wow. Baratse. So the Lozi people. Not Baratse insurgencies, but like Baratse land insurgencies. Anyways, Zambia collapses and is then annexed into Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is then renamed into Zambezia, and they're now quite a powerful nation, as I think that's like 40 million people. Yeah, I did the math. Wait, no, 30 million. Zambia is like 20 million people, while Zimbabwe is like 10 million. This nation is, all the resources Zambia has is able to at least somewhat stabilize the Zimbabwean economy, and they start exporting more resources. So the nation is better, but still really bad. Anyways, we can now get rid of Zambia. Which, oddly, they're right next to each other alphabetically, which is kind of weird. They're the only two countries beginning with the letter Z. Anyways, Hong Kong! No, Hong Kong is part of China. Or, well, it sort of is, kind of. It's like semi-autonomous, but like... Oh, Panama. Right. Ecuador and Panama fought each other, so that's why Ecuador owns part of Panama there, so, oh no, they're attacking Ecuador again. Oh no, that's not good. That is really not good. I'm pretty sure Ecuador also took this island with them. So yeah, I guess that kind of looks like a face. That kind of looks like those pixels kind of look like the tongue face if you tilt your head. So anyways, that's, I guess, like that. And then now, so, Panama launches an offensive into Ecuadorian-owned Panama, attempting to kick them off the mainland. The offensives fail, as Ecuador is able to regain control and then deploy their navy. So after deploying most of their navy, they can now start launching lots of offensives. This is like out here into Panama, attempting to cut the nation in half, to starve it of vital supplies. So this screws up effective transportation and also allows Ecuador to encircle the Darien Gap. Or the Darien, is it Darien or Durian? I think it's Darien Gap. Ecuador encircles the Darien Gap, and also starts launching and also starts taking most of the south. Oh, they also, I think that's where the Panama Canal is. So, yeah, they take the Panama Canal, unless they already had it. And Panama is now not really... Panama now sort of loses most of their administration over the country, and they become they resort to like insurgencies. Panama then surrenders to Ecuador and is now annexed. So yeah, Panama owns Ecuador owns Panama now. So now Ecuador, Panama, the Ecuador Panama, Ecuador. We're just gonna call it Ecuador. Not Ecuador, Panama. We're just gonna call it Ecuador. Anyways, we are now going to go for another country. The Philippines. Okay. If they don't attack China, we might be okay. They might be okay. Okay. I think... Let's just have them attack Japan. I think they are attacking Japan here. Which is, yeah, that's, not good if you know the context. So anyways, now. So, the Philippines is more people than Canada. Not Canada, Japan. The Philippines also has more people than Canada. The Philippines is more people than Japan, but that doesn't really mean anything, as Japan is a lot richer and generally has the ability to they have the ability to do it. The Philippines is relatively poor. But yeah, so... Anyways, the Philippines deploys its navy while Japan deploys their navy. This war is going to be absolutely brutal, by the way. This might be the last war of the video, as it is also going to be a long one. So, the first naval battle begins here. Japan easily wins this one because, like, yeah. Though the Philippines is able to pick it up and creates a stable perimeter around the nation. So then Japan attacks the Philippines from another angle and moves into Manila, and then starts moving into Manila Bay, or closer to Manila Bay, closer. So, after that, a good portion of the nation is now... Wait. I'm just gonna briefly see if, were there any nations that lost in Country March Madness 1.
Go back. Want to hear a joke? Go back. Want to hear a joke? Go back. Want to hear a joke?
Okay, yeah, I checked back on what happened in episode 1. I don't really remember. But yeah, so Japan absolutely wrecked the Filipino Navy. And begins an invasion on, like, Manila Bay. Manila itself is, like, here, so... Yeah, the Philippines is an archipelago, which makes it hell to occupy. But yeah, like... Manila is captured. And... Anyways, okay. So anyways, the Philippines just surrenders. I just... Like, realistically, they... So yeah, Japan just annexes the Philippines. Let's just say that happens. Anyways, that's great. Um... Oh, Britain. Okay, I mean... Okay, actually, we've been going for like an hour. I do not want to do Country March Madness any longer. But I guess I'll just... But honestly, I'll just continue. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna spin again. We got Britain first, but like, I guess we'll just get another country. Fiji. No, I'm not doing Fiji. I am not doing Fiji. Costa Rica. This is gonna be fun. Oh, they're attacking, they're attacking Haiti. That's gonna be, Oh wait, Costa Rica has no military. Costa Rica is, I think, the only nation without a military. And Haiti is controlled by gangs. So, yeah, let's just say Costa Rica is now... It's now controlled by gangs. Now. The Dominican Republic. Great. That's gonna be What? Oh. No, I want them to attack Haiti. Okay. That's attacking the US. No, I'm gonna try to keep the US out. Okay, honestly, you know what? Okay, well that's pointing to Costa Rica. So yeah, they're attacking the gang country of Haiti, Costa Rica. Oh wait, no, that's Nicaragua. Now, the thing about gangs is that if they control an entire nation, they can't effectively govern it. So, like, the people of Haiti just actually welcome the Dominican Republic invading them. As they capture Port-au-Prince very easily, and, yeah. Anyways, their control over Costa Rica pretty much collapses as the Dominican Republic just annexes them. Anyways, the Dominican Republic now controls, like, a good portion of that now. That's, yeah, just, yeah. So, yeah, Haiti is gone now. Sorry, my stutter is acting up today. Yeah, Haiti is now the Dominican Republic, along with Costa Rica. Lithuania! Great! If they attack Latvia, they're attacking Latvia. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be a coin flip, so they're losing to Latvia. Lithuania's gonna lose to Latvia. That's gonna be fun to simulate. So Lithuania attempts to launch an offensive towards Riga, but very quickly fails. So Latvia uses the momentum to start invading Lithuania. Dude, what is this cursor? I mean, like the scroll. What is my not scroll bar? What is my middle click thing doing? Anyway. So yeah, now Latvia is now mostly encircled Lithuania, and they now start launching several offensives, and then take Vilnius and start moving into Kaunas. And then just annexed, and then like Lithuania surrenders and is just annexed into Latvia. So now the differences in the world map are definitely visible. At least some of them are, at least. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Well, there's obviously that one. Well, actually, a lot of them are very visible. So, Latvia is now dead. Also, a country cannot be revived, so if they lose, they lose. Unless they lose a bit of territory and then reconquer it again, which is incredibly hard, because they'll have to conquer another weaker country and then become stronger. Anyways, Qatar! Oh no, this is not gonna end well. Qatar is attacking the UAE. Now, I'm 99% sure Qatar is weaker than the UAE. So let's just remove Qatar from the map now. Goodbye, Qatar. Anyways, that's 24 countries down. Slovenia. Great. Amazing. They're gonna lose no matter who they attack. It just depends on who. They'll either lose or they won't. Oh yeah, Italy. I think Italy. Didn't Italy invade and annex Albania here? Or is that it?
Want to hear a joke? Where is... What was I thinking?
Okay, yeah, I reviewed the last episode. I don't think Italy annexed Albania. So, yeah. I was thinking of something else I did. But anyways, now. So Slovenia encircles Trieste and very quickly captures it, and then they start moving into Italy, attempting to just try to take Venice before it floods. But yeah, the Italian military is very quickly able to get things back under control. And no! Jeez. Sorry, I just had to sneeze there. Anyways, they start moving into Slovenia. Yeah. They move in farther. Slovenia refuses to surrender. Italy asks for Slovenia to surrender. Slovenia says no. Italian troops push further into Slovenia. Italy asks Slovenia to surrender. Slovenia says no. So Italian troops just mostly they just completely occupy the entire country. And then just annex it. Slovenia didn't surrender, so like resistance would definitely, it would definitely paralyze the new Italian province of Slovenia. Yeah, but yeah, Italy is now larger than Italy is now a bit bigger than its peak. Well, like, I think its European territory might be a bit bigger than yesterday. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Saudi Arabia. They're gonna attack Jordan, aren't they? Oh, yeah, they're, wait. If we go from their if we go from their capital, they're technically attacking Iraq. So this is, good. So let's just say they're attacking Iraq and not Jordan, but, now I'm pretty sure this war is just gonna end up in a stalemate, but, let's just see how it plays out. Anyways, we're gonna flip a coin. If it's tails, they lose. Okay, they're winning. It's heads. So Saudi Arabia crosses the border into Iraq. I don't know why they would. So they very quickly just push into the country. So they encircle Basra and Basra falls to the Saudis. They then direct their troops up north into Erbil and Mosul, and yeah, Iraq kind of collapses. Anyways, after the fall of Baghdad, Iraq would surrender and get annexed into Saudi Arabia. The Saudi kingdom grows larger. Still, the Saudi kingdom grows larger. Mwahaha, mwahaha. Now, I might have done this because I didn't want Saudi Arabia to invade Jordan, but also, in theory, if you go from the capital, it does point to Iraq, I think. But yeah, anyways, Iraq is gone. Gone. Okay, where is it? It's here. Iraq, gone. It's 173 nations left. Technically, actually, more like 171 because I think I moved to it. Or 175? No, 173. Uzbekistan. That's gonna be great. If they invade Kazakhstan, they're cooked. It seems like they're invading Kazakhstan, which means they're cooked. As Kazakhstan is much stronger than Uzbekistan, But yeah, now.
Want to hear no? Yeah.
So, so Uzbekistan attempts to push into Kazakhstan because I don't know. I don't know why. So anyways, Kazakhstan now cuts off Uzbekistan and pretty much just annexes it.
Want to hear no?
Oh. Oh great, I go to the dentist tomorrow. I get to miss school. So anyways, yeah, Kazakhstan is now bigger. Central Asia will eventually unify, mark my words. Or through force though. Through force. So Uzbekistan is gone, and yeah. I don't want to simulate Burundi. I do not. Oh no, Burundi versus Rwanda. No, that's not good. Oh wait, no, it's Burundi versus Tanzania, which means whoop. Well, that was easy. See, Tanzania is now slightly larger, and has more people, and has more genocide. I thought we got rid of Andorra, but I guess that was in. Alright, so they're going to go north and attack France. Let me just fix the. Oh wait, I saw border irregularity. Let me just fix that real quick. There. Anyways, now we are gonna, I guess, like, oh, Timor-Leste, the nation that has a name that means east. They're attacking Indonesia. Oh wait, there's a border irregularity. Let me fix that real quick. Let me get that, and hold on. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's just like the 70s. El Salvador. This is going to be, if they attack Honduras, it's gonna be, oh. They're attacking the Dominican Republic. because well, the Dominican Republic owns Costa Rica, and also all of Hispaniola. So, anyways, there. Now also, the Dominican Republic could actually win. Like, if they keep this up, they're gonna win. Poland! This is gonna be interesting. Definitely. Oh, they're attacking Lithuania. Well, that's a betrayal. So let's say Poland crosses into Lithuania, takes the capital, and Lithuania capitulates. Like, that's pretty much what would happen. Anyways, Latvia, not Lithuania. Not Lithuania, Latvia. So anyways, Latvia has... Oh wait, I didn't get rid of Lithuania for some reason. Wait, no. I got rid of Latvia, not Lithuania. Latvia won. But never mind, we're gonna get rid of Latvia too. Alright. Who are we? Japan! That's going to be great. I was thinking Saudi Arabia was gonna conquer another nation. But I guess we'll have Japan do it. Alright, so Japan will be attacking Vietnam! Oh no. Or wait, is that Vietnam? No, it's China. That's China. Or, well, no. If we go from like the center point, which is like here, that is Vietnam. So anyways, Vietnam is who Japan is attacking. Oh, great. They're reforming they're gonna form the Japanese Empire again. They're forming the sun is rising. They're forming the Japanese Empire again. This is not good. This is not good. Anyways, now, Japan. So Japan invading Vietnam is actually incredibly difficult because, like, it's hard to wage war in Vietnam. Just that Vietnam can invade Japan, but Japan can invade Vietnam. But Vietnam has the power to wage guerrilla warfare. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Anyways. So Japan makes several amphibious landings, using their now very powerful military that they got after conquering the Philippines. They've also mastered counter-guerrilla warfare, so all Vietnamese resistance will be less effective than it was in the Vietnam War. You can blend into the jungle? Well then, just firebomb the jungle. Okay, well that's not gonna work, but like, they can also just use, they can use like AI systems or something. Well, technically technology doesn't advance in this series, but like, let's just say Well, actually, technology does progress. So let's say Japan does have like AI detection systems, like they can detect like soldiers in the jungle using drones. Anyways, now Japan invades Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon. After the fall of Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam is cooked. Japan quickly moves north as the thick jungles in Vietnam don't really harm them as they mastered counter-guerrilla warfare. And they themselves have mountains and jungles. So they can just use that. So anyways, Japan annexes Vietnam. They're reforming the Japanese Empire for real. They're reforming the Japanese Empire. Anyways, they now have like 300 million people. People are now they're not probably one of the most populated nations. Well, they already are. I think they probably just displaced the U.S. as the most populated nation in the world. So, anyways, the wheel is slowly getting thinner. Oh, it's not the Vatican City who's attacking, it's Malta! Whoever they're attacking, they're actually gonna lose. Unless they attack... they're attacking Greece. Well, Malta is now Greek territory, which is fun. Anyways, next country is, St. Lucia. I can't locate St. Lucia. Well, I mean, I know where it is. Well, I mean, I know it's in the Caribbean, just that Okay, well, they're attacking up. Which island is St. Lucia? Which island is St. Lucia? They're the third island, so they're attacking Martinique. Well, they're French now. Saint Lucia's French. France owns St. Lucia now. That's gonna be fun. I mean, not fun. It's kind of just a bit of a gimmick. I mean, not gimmick. It's just. Oh, Laos. If they attack Japan, then they're cooked, and they're not attacked. Well, I mean, whoever they attack, they're gonna lose. Laos is going after Myanmar. Now, I don't think either nation would effectively be able to attack each other, but just for the purposes of this video, and just for the purposes of... I'm pretty sure it's just a coin flip. Like, war is a coin flip. Heads, Laos is going to win, but not really. So, Laos would launch incursions into Myanmar, where they would take out a good portion of the army, and just continue to move in to Myanmar. The thing is, they're not effective. Myanmar isn't going to effectively be able... Myanmar is able to counter these attacks, however, and launches a counteroffensive, destroying much of the Laotian army. the war then just becomes a stalemate and is like, yeah. So Laos launches a double counteroffensive, where they encircle the attacking army that Myanmar is using, which inflicts heavy damage on the Burmese forces, I guess. So not the United States, Laos then launches a grand offensive and obliterates most. So yeah, Myanmar just sues for peace, and a border is drawn somewhere along a line, I guess. So there. That's the line. That's the line. That's the line. So Laos just annexed part of Myanmar. Nothing really changed except Laos just got something, I guess. So yeah, nothing changed there. That was unproductive. We didn't really get any countries out with that one. So, oh great, we're staying in the area. Cambodia! Oh no. This is... Oh no, they're attacking the rising sun. They're attacking the rising sun. Japan. Yeah, Japan is probably going to win, as they've already conquered all of that. So yeah, it's becoming quite clear that Japan is maybe they're not trying to, but Japan is reforming the Japanese Empire. So, controlling all of this is definitely, that's definitely a bit of a red flag. So, Cambodia starts by launching an incursion into Japanese-controlled Vietnam. Attempting to take Ho Chi Minh City, which has now been renamed Saigon, because Japan renamed Saigon, because they don't like Ho Chi Minh. Japan then destroys their entire army. Actually, Cambodia really wouldn't get that far, but, I guess I got a bit carried away. But still. Anyways, Cambodia. Oh no. Sorry about that. My mom came into the room asking about religious education that I have. But anyways, now okay, so yeah, like, Japan launches several offensives and Cambodia just surrenders. So yeah, that's... Alright, alright, so I have stuff I have to get to, so... There's stuff I have to do, so I'm gonna go. See ya.